chat room maxed. Which I do want to see if anyone follows, but same time, man, I hate this fucking layout.
Kilgore. Fight on. Ready. Fight.
Bro, I wasn't even like pressuring you. You gonna jump again? But this dude just doesn't. What the fuck? Bro. Like spikes? Okay, I see how it is. No. Enjoy hell. Oh my god! Was that my fault or was that the lag that screwed me up there? I don't even know. I probably hit something, right? What are you trying there? Okay, that's new. Fuck.
Oh, I thought you were good.
I've arrived to watch Eagle die.
Yeah, awesome.
Ah!
Right, you can stop now. Okay, I don't fucking care. Alright, whatever.
Okay, I'm doing shadow ball game. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. Okay, that was smart. Oh my god, I'm not getting my inputs right now. Get out of here. Please die. Of course I'm unlucky, but at least he didn't have a meter. Yikes. Put my glasses on, I can't fucking see from here. What the? You didn't mean to jump. Right, dude, I don't care. Like, you can hit me with any amount of arrows you want, bro. Whatever makes you feel happy. Oh my god, you really just went straight for that? What? Guess I wasn't holding up. Stop. I am Kilgore. I do not care. Enjoy this. No! Oh, that was almost cool. What are you pressing? What are you pressing? exhaust and reactor shadow slide? I guess so. DP again. Why didn't he go why didn't he go higher? Whatever, he's dead. Hey, Alvaro. Just giving people time to get in the stream.
Supreme victory.
I don't know why that is. Like, sometimes the overheat bullets don't send them high. Like, high enough to chain stuff. Like, why is that? Do you know? It only rarely happens, but for some reason, I don't know what causes it. With the range I do it at? Okay. So it's a range thing. Gotcha.
Welcome.
If I see it happen again, I'll try and look.
Fight on.
I don't know, man. That bug could literally ruin you if you don't know what causes it.
Ready. Fight.
Jump. Total plunge. Cold shouldered. Okay, I did too early. That's fine. You gonna jump again? Nope, can't do that. I didn't jump that? Okay. That's not real. Okay, seriously, I'm holding up. Okay, fair enough. Jesus. He's gonna break my medium. What the? Ah, of course I missed that. Alright, I should not be losing to this guy. Come on. You're gonna do something stupid? Yep. Yep. They always do it. You gonna DP now? What the fuck? Why would you DP on my wake up? What are you gonna do now? Oh, I should have just DP'd him right there. Bye. You mean like I should do like should I do like barrage and then exhaust if I see him puddle punch? Something like that. Thanks for the follow, no ploplum. That's a name. Okay. No. I'll just never stop. It's cute. I'm not stupid. Oh my god. Is this one of those people who doesn't know there's a tell on that? My goodness. What the f— I'm amazed he got through those missiles. Beep. 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 Okay, nice. Okay. Alright, timed out? Okay. What the fuck? That's not how that works. Teleport on the startup, even jump back guns can't be hit by teleport puddle punch. Yeah, I mean, I'd need to react to it faster, yeah. I don't really want to jump back guns because that's not really a hard punish, you know? Yeah, man, I don't know. Did that guy use a single Ice Lance or, like, Heavy Punch or anything that whole set? I feel like he just did specials. Like, goddamn, dude. No. Oh, ninja. Just a maniac, yep. I mean, you'll get away with it on a lot of people. Sure, go. I don't feel sorry for Glacius players. Feel sorry for me, because I actually try when I was playing Glacius not to be a fucking maniac. Exact reason he just displayed, yep. The fuck? That was a punish, dude. Whoa! Was that meant to be a slide? Okay, so that's not a punish. Got it. Alright. That's interesting. Cool story, bro. Okay, that doesn't work. Got it. I tried to instinct exhaust cancel there, but that didn't work out. Oh my god. Can't slide under rockets, which is hilarious. Yeah. Nah, he's too low. I did it too late. Whee! Yeah, of course you did that. Oh, screwed it up. Alright, ninja. Don't. Please. Whew.
Supreme victory.
Where's the tallest when you need him?
Ready. Fight.
Once I like ban someone on my freaking creator dashboard, I don't know how to get off the tab where you ban them. I actually don't know. How the fuck do I get out? Ninja, please relax. That was a punch right there. There it is. It's like blocked off by the frickin'
Supreme victory.
Oh, this one too? Oh. Alright, I'll be back in just a second. Tweet out the stream so more people can see it, please. Triple crouch jab actually gets Kilgore a good amount of space to throw light missiles. I guess. Good time for one more game, I guess. Is this the... No, this isn't the person I ran into before. I actually ran into a Kilgore player earlier today. It was really funny. I was like, oh, how nice. Kilgore. Oh my god. We're gonna have another rollback Riptor today? Not as bad as the other one, but shoot. That was good. Oh, I thought I could trip guard. No counter break, okay. Picked him up earlier in development? You mean what, when his one chance damage was higher? Damn, I can't even land it when I'm not able to do it. It's not heavy? Oh, fuck. Wow. That was interesting. Beep. Never too late.
Awesome victory!
Why did everyone just fucking jump? Rippers don't know how to fucking walk. Oh, that sucks. Beep. That was meterless, by the way. Okay. We can start the guide now. So yeah, if Monsoon wants to add anything to what I say, or if anyone wants to ask me any questions regarding what I'm saying, let me know. I have a whole script written out. I'm not going to follow it exactly, but it's pretty much everything I want to talk about. So let me move tab over so I can see the whole chat. Yeah. Alright. Hey look, I'm rank 6 already. I'm the best. Anyway. How long before we derail me? You know, I wouldn't put it past you guys, honestly.
Pulled over. Fight on.
I wouldn't put it past you guys.
Ready. Fight.
3K channel points on 10 minutes. Alright. So I'm just gonna get started with my intro. Hello guys, it's Knocked Off from 117 here. It's been a long time since I've made a character guide for KI like this, but I've been enjoying Kilgore a lot lately and I wanted to share since he's probably one of the most obscure characters in the game. So to summarize Kilgore as a character, he is a zoner, obviously, but he's arguably the most zoning focused character in the entire game. He has multiple effective projectiles that cover everywhere on the screen. He's got really good meter gain. He's got really good defensive options. And he's also got pretty solid mobility and evasive stuff. And he's a character that requires you to really pace yourself in the match and keep a good balance between zoning and rushdown in order to be at advantage in the match. Because making up a life deficit with Kilgore is pretty rough in comparison to a lot of other characters. And if you also want to do damage to the opponent, you have to be able to pace yourself as well so that you're in the right position where you can do stuff that does a lot of damage. So, if you don't manage to do that, this character seems like one of the weakest characters in the game. It's a pretty common sentiment. You hear it from many different content creators who tried this character out when he came out. You hear it from even a lot of top players nowadays that they think this character is just awful. And I don't buy any of that personally. I think that you just need to be very, very careful, and you have to be able to pace yourself so you can have what you need to make this character look powerful. And believe me, I've played against people and they're like, oh, this character's actually really freaking dumb sometimes. You can pull a lot of stupid crap with this character, which I will show you. So, but I will say I think Kilgore is one of the hardest characters to play in the game, right next to Conra, just because of this, and because of the fact that a lot of the ways he optimizes damage and opportunities is very, very, very unorthodox. Like, you can't really go into this character the same way you'd go into a lot of other characters in the game, right? There's like a common like skeletal framework when it comes to all these other characters. It's like, oh, you rush them down, you use like your typical like buttons and frame traps and your backdashes and stuff, and you do your overheads, and when you get into combo, you like optimize your combos and you go for like all this Oki and stuff like that. Kilgore goes about that in a very, very different way, where optimizing him is very, very like against sort of the habits you've learned throughout playing other characters in the game, and that's again why he's hard to play. It's hard to play Kilgore and play other characters. And if you're going into this expecting, oh, he's like Kilgore, right? You play Kilgore, you play this character, you're gonna hate this character. You're gonna hate playing this character if you come into him right after playing Kilgore, because you're gonna feel like everything's just worse, right? Because you're trying to play the same way and it's just not working out. So don't treat this like Kilgore. Just checking around my notifications and stuff. After every section of the guide, I'm going to be looking at the chat just to make sure if anyone has any questions. So let's start off with Kilgore's movement. So Kilgore's movement is actually pretty similar to Kilgore's. His walk speed is okay. It's pretty lumbering. Not really super crazy. His dashes are exactly the same as Kilgore's. They're actually very, very solid dashes. They're great for like shimmying people up close when you're going for your grab mix-ups. They're very, very good at getting away. Kilgore is another character that's very, very good at like just running away from people because of that backdash. And obviously Kilgore does have the enhanced mobility when he has his meter, which Kilgore doesn't have, but even then, like, his base mobility is already really good. And also there are other things he can do for other movement tools to get across the screen, which I will talk about later. But this character is probably the most mobile zoner in the game, I'd say, which gives him quite a bit of merit. Alright, so we're going to start with Kilgore's normals. Let me get the frame data on screen. Should probably also put on the hitboxes too. Okay. So, light punches, both standing and crouching. These are okay. They're mashable. They're 5 frames and they're mashable. But they don't have a lot of stun. It's kind of hard to confirm with these. You really got to be on the ball to really confirm with them, especially if they're hitting them late, if you're trying to catch someone in a backdash. So they're buttons. I wouldn't say they're like the most impressive jabs in the game, but they serve their purpose for the most part. Yeah, I find them a bit difficult. I've had issues like comboing into certain openers when I'm trying to hit them with this, but they serve their purpose. Stand light kick is one of his better buttons. It's a 5-frame startup, it's +1 on block, and it's also +5 on hit, so you can actually like link it like this. Oh, that wasn't real. Hold on. There you go. If you're really good, but of course it's like literally a 1-frame link. But if you're good with it, you can confirm. That wasn't real. That wasn't real either. That wasn't real. See, it's hard to do. There you go. It's actually a very, very good pressure button. It's pretty similar to Kilgore's stand light kick as well. And my controller batteries are low. Well, that's nice. That's certainly wonderful. If my controller batteries die during this guide, you know what? I'll just run out and get some after I finish this segment. So, crouch light kick. This is your low. This is pretty much your main go-to low. It's kind of the only low he has that isn't a sweep. So this is what you go when you're doing like empty jump stuff. You can confirm with it. It's your typical crouching light kick. A lot of characters have buttons that are very similar to this. It's not really anything new for him. No, that's not right. Stand medium punch. This is a pretty decent poke for Kilgore. Not too hard to hit confirm off of. And hits like right in front of him. It's pretty much your standard poking tool. And also one little thing about it is that it does step you forward. So you can kind of tick throw people with it. It's -2 on block, so I wouldn't say it's like the most reliable. But who knows, you might get some people. Crouch medium kick. Actually, stand medium kick is next on my list. My bad. This is a really good button because it has a lot of hits done. It's really easy to confirm off this. Like, you can go straight into these. And on counter hit, it's really easy to confirm off of. I'll show you. Whoops, that's not it. You can do stuff like that. That's not real. But this is. Oops. That's real, yeah. It's a really good meaty button, and it's only 0 on block. It's got some good active frames on it too. So it's probably your go-to, like, if you're just trying to meaty somebody, I'd say go for this. Pretty good. Crouch medium kick is pretty much just another stand medium punch that puts you lower to the ground. Not really much else to say. It's not a low, despite what it looks like. It's similar to like Eagle's crouch medium kick, where it looks like a low, but it's just not. It does go further than Kilgore's crouch medium kick, but it is not a low. So just remember that. This is not a mix-up. And then crouch heavy kick is your sweep. It's got pretty good range. It's pretty much the same as Kilgore's. But you can't cancel it, and it is minus, what is that? I need to put my glasses on. -9. So you're going to get messed up if you try and do this on someone's block, so just be very careful. His sweep is important for reasons I'll get to later, but you should definitely be careful when you're using this move. All right, that's the end of that section, so I'm going to get my batteries real quick. Is this... Alright, should be working now, right? Okay. So, now we're going to move on to the really important normals, which are very, very special. Hello, Bevis. So, here are the 3, like, most interesting and important normals this character has. First off is crouch medium punch. So, this move is a launcher, an instant launcher, and it's an anti-air attack as well. You can see by the hitbox, it's not exactly the most incredible anti-air hitbox. This barely covers your head at all. But it is very, very fast. And its priority is also bad because it is a medium button. So you are going to trade with heavy aerials that are pretty meaty. So it's kind of weird as an anti-air. It's not exactly the best. Is it an opener? Really? Alright, good to know. Thanks, Monsoon. Yeah, it's an instant opener. Okay. So, that's important to know. So it's pretty much a combo starter. You can link into a lot of different juggle options off it. And it's also special cancelable. But the thing about this move that's really important that a lot of people will miss is that it's a hard knockdown. The opponent, is quick stand on? No. Let me see. So, quick stand's on, but you can't quick stand after this. This is a full-on hard knockdown. So that already sort of makes trades worth it. Like, even if you end up trading with an aerial with this button, the trade's in your favor because now they're on the floor and you can still set up your pressure or whatever you're doing. So the other thing that's really, really good with this button is that it is also +2 on block. So you can sort of do stuff like this. Kind of your main frame trapping tool, in a sense. And it's also just a very good combo ender. So, yeah, this button is really, really important. Be careful, though, because, you know, even though this is a crouching button, its hitbox is going straight up. I have made the mistake many times because I play Kimwoo and Arbiter. You're not poking people with this. Look at this. You're not poking with this button. It's not very far. So you got to be careful. I've whiffed this in people's faces many, many times. So next up, we're going to talk about stand heavy kick. So this button is pretty slow. It doesn't have it has pretty low range despite how it looks. Like it's barely hitting you here. But the cool thing about this button is that it actually knocks you away, like slightly. It's not a wall splat, but you can do stuff like this. That was a bad example. So that's pretty fun. It's a decent meaty. I've had weird instances of trying to use this as a meaty. It has the same active frames as this, but it's still just kind of weird. It is, it's -1, so it's not exactly great as a meaty button either. But the cool thing about this is that, like crouch medium punch, it's also a hard knockdown. Can I get this, like, I could probably, there we go. You can see it takes him a long time to get off the floor. And it's pretty great for just getting people away. Like if you're trying to zone, you can just land one of these, and guess what? Now you're full screen again. Very, very easy. Other zoners wish they had something like this, you know? They wish they could just, like, throw you back full screen instantly. Like, a lot of zoning characters don't have that, but Kilgore does. And because of how long they're on the floor, you can even, like, follow up on it with stuff like this. So there's plenty of time to do stuff afterward, or you can just, you know, do this and start doing that stuff. So yeah, pretty important move as well. And then finally we have one of his command normals, which is forward heavy punch, which is basically this headbutt, and you can see it staggers. So you can throw afterward. You can just do long confirms. And you can link it into itself. It's decently fast. I think it's like 9 frames, right? If I'm reading that correctly. I'm not wearing my glasses right now, but it's a pretty decently fast heavy move, and it's great for confirms, and it's great for challenging armor and punishing people, and it's your most important punish tool. Forward heavy punch into light missile pod is your best opener, because already, without any chance to break, you're already doing 20%. And if you do, let me get this PD off. If you just do that, that's already 30%. Put my glasses on. They hurt my eyes after a while. I'm sorry. I'll try. Yeah, it's 9. I knew it was 9. So it's really important that you do that. If your opponent is in ultra range, you should definitely just do this instead, so that you don't give them a chance to break, because this manual after the missiles is breakable. And that is something to keep in mind. And the other thing to note about this move is that it ground bounces. If you're into that. it looks funny. But yeah, that's it for like the special normals. So we're gonna talk about his air normals now. Jump light punch, it reaches kind of low and it's fast. That's pretty much all I got. It's 8 frames, it looks like. There's not much to say about this button really. I don't see much use in it. Jump light kick is his only cross up. It's not exactly the most reliable cross up. The hitbox on it is very thin, and it doesn't have a lot of stun. It can be kind of hard to confirm combos off it, even though I seem to be having a lot of success now. Like, I don't know, man. I try and do like heavy autos, and it just doesn't happen sometimes. It's really... Shut up, Bevis. It's really... it's really kind of weird, but the fact of the matter is it's the only cross-up he's got, and a lot of characters don't have it. So, take what you can get, right? Jump medium punch and jump medium kick are both good air-to-airs. They reach out pretty far in front of Kilgore. Fulgore's jump medium punch is also very good, so they're very similar. And this is pretty much like Fulgore's jump heavy kick, just hits less hard. I usually go with jump medium punch when I'm doing air-to-airs, though. And then finally, jump heavy kick is this little like downward spike. It's pretty much your typical like coming down punish sort of aerial. But one cool thing about it is that you can like spike people to the ground with it. So let me get some ender level. I actually need to like do this. You can sort of like spike people to the floor and get them across the screen where you can get some space. So that's pretty good. It's worth noting, and other than that, you're pretty much, it's your typical jump in normal. Not much else to say there. No questions yet? All right. So, we're going to start talking about Kilgore's Overheat. So, after completing any move that uses the chain guns, so that includes the heavy punches, that includes the gun dash, the gun barrage, the throw, and Kilgore's reversal, you can see that his guns are heating up and spinning faster. These are heat levels, and Kilgore, by technicality, has 5 heat levels. And the higher your heat level, the more bullets you shoot. So, this is base heat level. You shoot about 4 bullets. Level 2, 6 bullets. Level 3, 8 bullets. Level 4, 10 bullets. Level 5, 12 bullets. Right? And this is good because they not only do more damage and build you more meter, but they also have better frame advantage. So you can use them a little bit safer on block in a lot of cases. And the spin levels will gradually go down after a while if you're not shooting. Like, every few seconds it will drop a level, as long as you're not shooting the gun. But if you end up shooting the guns, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at level 5 now. If I shoot the guns one more time, uh-oh, now I'm on fire. My guns are on fire and they're spinning really slowly. So what this means is that you are in overheat state. And what overheat state means is that a lot of your moves are going to change in terms of how they work. And these changes are both every 6 seconds. Thank you, Monsoon. Every 6 seconds it drops the spin speed. And the ways that these moves are modified is both good and bad. It depends on how you're using them and what you need them for. And once you're in Overheat, it will eventually return to level 1, even if you're just mashing the crap out of the gun. Like, it doesn't matter how many times you shoot it, eventually you will exit Overheat. There is no way to extend it. Yeah. Overheat, I don't know how exactly long it lasts. I think it's like 8 seconds or so. It's pretty long. Probably longer than that. But I will cover the differences between the different states as we go along. But I'm going to preface this now by saying, like, this is the pacing thing I'm talking about when I talk about Kilgore. Because one of the things you need to manage is, like, okay, I'm zoning the opponent out. I'm trying to keep them away. But by the time they get near me, I want to be in Overheat so that I have access to more damage and I have better frame advantage, because that's something that typically Overheat helps with. Just as a very blanket statement, if you're trying to zone, it's better that you're not in Overheat. But if you're trying to rush down, it's better that you are in Overheat. That's a very blanket statement, though, and it's got a lot of caveats. So I will discuss those as we go along. How plus is Kilgore's jump light kick? It says 8 on block, 15 on hit. It's not a lot of advantage. It's pretty weak. Thanks for the follow, Infamous. Alright. So now we're going to talk about his HP guns. So stand heavy punch. These shoot the bullets high. And the opponent can easily crouch under this. Most characters can just crouch under this thing. And you'll just whiff entirely. And this move I keep showing you on screen, I will be explaining later. This is good for catching jumps, I find. It's got a pretty good altitude for that. And it will obviously always hit big bodies like Aghanos. I'm not sure who else, but I know Aghanos definitely. It just always hits. Crouch heavy punch shoots the bullets low. This is not a low hit. This is just like goes pretty low. These are good for catching short characters. Like if you see Saberwolf running up on you or Asako dashing at you, you can check with this. Catching jumps is much trickier with it though, because you pretty much have to be exact. And the fact of the matter is, like, these have a lot of recovery. These moves have a lot of, like, if someone jumps you when you're using these moves, you're going to get hit. And they're also not good on block. They're better. The frame data doesn't show it, but their frame advantage does get better as your spin speed goes up, as your heat level goes up. But it's still, it's like never plus. Like, it's not that great to use it up close. You should definitely be saving them from afar. So back heavy punch is a command normal where Kilgore shoots bullets both left and right, and he steps backward at the same time. So this has the same problem as this, where the bullets hit pretty high and people can crouch under it. But it is great for maintaining your space. You are able to run away pretty easily with this thing. And unfortunately, you can't cancel it like you can the other moves. Like, you can cancel this. You can cancel this. But you cannot cancel this. But the thing is, I don't think it matters in the grand scheme of things. I don't think you ever have a reason to cancel it into those moves. And I'm going to talk about something else later that involves that. But that's just something to note about it. And it also can hit characters who are like teleporting. So you can do stuff like that. Yeah. So you definitely, it's definitely got its uses. Thanks, Kilgore. Oh my god, I don't know who that is. So jump heavy punch, hops Kilgore in the air and shoots bullets towards the ground. Now this move is really safe. If you hit someone with these bullets, you're pretty much free to land. Like, you're not gonna get punished. The only way you're gonna get punished is if the opponent is like dashing under them and hitting you on landing. But if you're actually like even on block, if the bullets hit them, you're fine. It's a very, very safe move to just throw out and check people with. And also, if you use it close to the ground, you have much less landing recovery. So you can see, like, I'm doing it here, and I'm, like, mashing the button. But if I do it here, well, that's confirmed. I can, like, do it as fast as that. So that's worth noting. But honestly, if you're doing stuff like this, you should probably just do this. Usually, you're just going to use jump heavy kick anyway. So now let's talk about what happens when these bullets are overheated. So we see that they all go full screen normally. And they go really fast in sets of increasing numbers. But once you're in overheat, you only shoot 2 of them, and they explode halfway across the screen. And it's a constant distance. So these look terrible, right? These don't look very good. But these actually are better on block. You actually do get much better frame advantage, so these are safer. They're still not plus on block. You shouldn't be shooting people point blank with these. But they do have more active hitboxes. They do have better frame advantage. And the most important thing that you might have just saw is that if you hit someone with the bullet explosion, they get lit on fire and they build PD for a short time. This is not like Cinder's burnout. You don't have to worry about it like extending because you did something. The period is constant. You may as well consider that the PD from these is just static, but it's just that it happens over a short time and not instantly. What else is here? So yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And the one thing you should know is that I'm gonna overheat a bit. I'm gonna put some PD on it. I'm gonna show you something. Kilgore's bullets, no matter what state they are in, they never do chip damage. So you set the opponent to block, and you can see the PD is still recovering on them. Like, I can't slow it down. Normally with chip damage in this game, if you get hit by something that does chip damage, your PD like delay resets and it gets stuck there. Kilgore doesn't get to do that because his bullets don't do any chip. So you can't really just stall people out with bullets and wait for them to come to you and then just reap all the rewards. You kind of have to rely on other stuff. I'm going to talk about his throw now. So his throw has decent range. Pretty much the same as Kilgore's. And it pops you up and shoots you a few times in the back. And as we mentioned, the higher your spin speed, the more bullets it is. And the higher the opponent gets launched. So at this high spin speed, you can do a whole bunch of crap. And the juggles can potentially lead to some pretty good damage, so throw is a really powerful tool for Kilgore. And even if you do nothing, the throw, like most throws in this game, I think all of them, is a hard knockdown. Like almost all throws are. So you can just start setting up your Oki and stuff like that. Or you can just do stuff like this, which we'll get into. So let's talk about specials. So first up is the chain gun dash. So this is like Kilgore's blade dash, except not at all. So you basically skate across the room while shooting bullets ahead of you. So the different strengths determine how far Kilgore moves. So the light version barely goes anywhere, the medium version goes further, and the heavy version goes like half straight. But the bullets are going to travel full screen no matter what, as you can see. So really, it's a matter of safety, right? You use the light version if you're not sure it's going to hit and you don't want to be in the opponent's range, or you use the heavy one if you want to get close and start comboing. And these bullets' positions are between where the heavy punches were. So the low one goes here, high one goes here, gun dash goes right in the middle. And this is actually a really, really good altitude because it allows you to challenge a lot of fireballs in the game. Like, you can basically just blast through anything you choose. Even overheat bullets are pretty good at it. Well, not that great. But, yeah, it's like... It's really, really good for challenging opponents' zoning and progressing through the screen yourself, and also just keeping yourself on the move. It's a very underrated move that you should definitely be mixing in with all your other crap. For sure. The one benefit of using the shadow version of this move is that it is faster. Like, this move starts up in, like, it says 18 here. I don't know if that's completely accurate. I think it's like 13 in the frame data. But the shadow version starts up in like 8. So you can punish stuff like idle lightning with this, among other things. So that is worth noting, but you know, obviously you can tell it's not exactly the most damaging shadow move out there. It's not really a great use of meter. When you're overheated, the bullets act pretty much the same as they do with the normal shots, but the shadow version actually builds a lot of PD. You can do stuff like this. That's not what I wanted. Come on. DP inputs, am I right? So yeah, it does give you quite a bit of PD. I wouldn't say it's usually worth that meter. Unless you're like only have 1 meter to spend, I'd say, and you're in overheat, but it's still a useful thing to know. And no matter what heat level you're at, this is always unsafe on block. People will be able to punish you. Even in instinct, this thing is unsafe on block. So in combos, this is an opener, this is a linker, and this is an ender. The linker version is interesting because it actually doesn't shoot anything. You notice here, like, he's using his elbow, and he's, like, pushing against the opponent. He's not actually shooting any bullets. But the shadow version still shoots the bullets. So again, if you're in overheat and you're trying to get that PD, you can't just rely on the normal linker, you have to use the shadow one. It also has a pretty long, like, stun delay and manual timing. You kind of have to, like, wait a bit before you do the manual. It's kind of weird. And of course it is breakable because you're not shooting those bullets. The gun dash, like these normal projectiles, is never breakable. This is never breakable, but the shadow version can be broken. And the Ender version is the wall splat. And the cool thing about Kilgore is that you have multiple options after wall splat to get your hard knockdown. More than a lot of other characters. You can do a throw. That's a hard knockdown. You can do a crouch medium punch. That's a hard knockdown. Or you can do a sweep. So you have like 3 options to get your Oki started after a wall splat, which I think is an interesting thing to note. Another weird thing about this character, and I'll get into this special move later, but you can actually do light metal ball and it doesn't blow out. So you can do stuff like that as well. There's not really much reason to do that unless you're trying to get ultra. That's pretty much the only reason you're going to do it. That's like a funny little bug that the character has. Alright, so let's talk about the next move, and I'm going to start with the medium and heavy versions. This is Chain Gun Barrage. The medium one shoots bullets straight ahead and then towards the sky. Towards like a upward angle, as you can see. And again, it has better coverage the more bullets you're shooting. It will often whiff on opponents if you're only shooting a few of them. And the heavy version pretty much does the reverse. It goes from the top and goes somewhat down. And this move is just not that reliable on low heat levels, honestly. Like, it looks like it's a good anti-air, but I promise you it's not. You have better options than this. But it does help you check certain characters that are like hopping around far away on the screen. Use it. And you can also use it in juggles. But in Overheat is when it's actually really good. That's probably when I would recommend doing that. The light version is the one we're here to talk about. So this shoots bullets from towards the ground to straight ahead. So what is this good for? Because obviously it doesn't look as good as this. What this is good for is that it's actually an off-the-ground move. If the opponent is lying on the ground, you can just do this and get some extra damage and pull them off. Off-the-ground moves only exist on Ram and Cinder, but I think that Kilgore is the one where like it matters the most to him, and it's the most integral to his gameplay. So at base level, you just get some extra damage off like a sweep or a throw, right? Like that's pretty much what it looks like at base level. But you can also cancel this move into combo extensions. So you can do like stuff like that, or stuff like this. Or stuff like this. That is not a good example. Kilgore, please get off the fucking floor. Man, I'm bad at this. Hold on. Oh my god. Damn, you are not coming off this floor, bro. I think spin speed definitely helps pop them up higher. There we go. You can do stuff like that as well. Spin speed, again, makes it more reliable if you have it higher. And if you happen to have Overheat, you can actually just straight up juggle off it straight up, like this. You can just go into any normal you want, pretty much. Like, you can Not anything, but most of them. You can even do it multiple times in the combo, which looks really fucking funny. Like this. Like, hold on. It looks really funny. What else? So the move does soft knockdown, so you are giving up sort of your Oki situation to do it. But honestly, there are some cases where that's not a big deal. Really all depends on what you're looking for. And of course, you want to do it if you are ending a round and you have that little bit of extra damage you need to do. So this is also good as a pressure tool. It's really unsafe at lower spin speeds, but near like the end, with like level 5 or overheat, it's actually pretty hard to punish. And also, you can link off it, as I just showed you, at higher spin speeds. You can't really do it off overheat though. But again, they are safer. So they're pretty good pressure tools. And one thing I have to tell you about, because it's clearly not meant to be in the game, but it's important to the character. Kilgore has a bug where if you do normal into barrage into shadow move, the shadow move is considered part of the opener and is not breakable. Like, watch this. That should be an opener into a shadow, but it's not. Same thing goes with this. So that's sort of a weird bug, but it makes this thing a lot easier to confirm with. And again, it's only one normal, this, and then this. If you do this into this, then it gets broken. You do this into this, it doesn't get broken. If you do this into this, it gets broken. Or not. Weird. I thought it didn't work like this. There we go. I guess I did something wrong. It's stronger in overheat and instinct, yes. If you're doing this in overheat, like this confirm, it's actually very, very strong. But you can actually get broken like immediately afterward. But it does a lot of PD straight up, so it's a pretty great thing to know. Obviously, it's not meant to be in the game, but game's not getting patched anymore, so use it. Don't complain about using bugs. They're there for you. During combos, this move is only an ender. Oh my god, turn this thing off. This is only an ender, and it does this. And it essentially turns your spin speed back to normal. Like, back to the lowest level. And it also gives you a little bit of meter. But when I say a little bit, let me show you how much it gives you at level 4. Like, Jago or TJ would have gotten a whole bar, right? It's not a lot, and frankly, you should not be using this ender unless you're ending around with it for the free meter, right? Because, like, it doesn't give you any advantage. It doesn't, and it leaves you in your level 1 gun state, which is not where you want to be that close to the opponent. So definitely don't use this too often. And I'll explain the shadow version of this move later, because I think it's important that I talk about it later. So Next special is the missile pod, and oh my god, I wrote too much on this. So the light version shoots 3 missiles straight ahead. And the missiles actually have a bit of tracking on them. You can see that when Kilgore's jumping, it actually like swerves upward to hit him. These are the only versions of the missiles that have this sort of thing. The tracking is very small. You can still jump over them. It's just harder than it is for the other strengths. Now, this version has the fastest startup. If you're just trying to get the missiles out, then this is the one you want to do. It's pretty easy for confirms. But its recovery is on the slower end. So you are going to get punished for it pretty often. And one thing that you have to be very wary of is if the missiles go by the opponent, like if you don't hit all 3 of them, you can see here I'm trying to do it, right? I'm trying to do it, but I can't get my missiles. Because the problem is, the missiles don't destroy themselves. Like if any of the missiles whiff, I can't do it until they literally disappear from the stage. So that's sort of a huge weakness with the light version of this move. You're pretty much only using this version of the move for the short startup. That's pretty much what it's for. But if you have time for the other versions, you should probably use those. And also, it's unsafe. It is -5 on block. You will get jab punished, except you won't because nobody knows. So let's talk about the medium version. So it spawns a target reticle on the screen. And you can move it around wherever you want. Just right in front of Kilgore or anywhere past the opponent. You can go all the way over there if you want to. This is fun to move around, by the way. I like doing this. So you can let it go anytime you want to fire it. Just figure out the target. And the missiles will explode on contact with the target. And because they explode on contact with the target, you don't have to worry about not getting them back. You can start shooting them almost immediately once they miss. And the initial spawn point of the medium version's reticle is always on the opponent. It instantly spawns on them. So keep that in mind. That's where the reticle will start. And it also has much better frame advantage because it recovers faster. Yeah, like Monsoon just said, it has the fastest recovery. You can, like, just send them out and then just chase after them. Which is, with this, if I tried doing it with this, I could still make it, but it's not nearly as fast as this. And also, it's much more advantaged on block. On block, this thing is actually really good, despite what it says there. Even though it has the same frame advantage there, I promise you, this is plus on block. I frame trap people 10 million times with this thing. But again, the problem is, it's easier to get away with this than it is to get away with this. You can be interrupted in the startup if you try doing that close, but some people won't challenge you for fear of taking a trade. It's also very good for wake-up shenanigans. You can throw them out before the opponent even has time to like DP you and go for your mix and stuff. So the heavy version is pretty similar to the medium version. It recovers faster than the light one, and it's got slower startup than it as well. But you can see there's two major differences. One is that the reticle spawns halfway between you and your opponent. Scar, please read the title of this stream. The target reticle is halfway between you and the opponent. You can obviously move this around, just like the other one. No rush, but it always starts off here. And this is also the case, if the opponent's jumping, it will also spawn higher in the air. Same for the medium one. And these missiles go upward first, and then they curve back around towards the target. So what does this mean? It means you can kind of cover the space in front of you. Because they automatically go up, they will pretty much automatically anti-air any characters that are trying to sail around there. And you can also put them close to yourself, and they will actually loop around like half screen and sort of cover that whole area for you. I like doing this a lot. And in addition, you can do stuff like this. You can beat out other people trying to combo you. You can make yourself safer. It's kind of like Glacius's Hails, in a way. And of course, you can follow up with them. Even go for stuff like this. So there's a lot you can do with them. And of course, it's great for knockdown pressure because you're pretty much putting this over their head and now making them guess. And it limits their options for how they can wake up. They can obviously throw you and get away. They can use projectile and vulnerable moves and get away. Exhaust cancel heavy missiles. They curve wider? Really? Really? What? Why? Well, I learned something new today. Alright, so this is without it. And this is with it. How odd. Thanks for that extra detail, Monsoon. I had no idea. So, I don't know, find stuff with that, I guess. But yeah, it's really good for your knockdown pressure. I recommend defaulting to this whenever you're doing knockdown pressure. Sometimes go for the medium one because it's just a good meaty. But if you're in the corner especially, just always go for this one. And also, you can also do tricky stuff like placing it higher and then just grabbing them and just throwing them up into it, and you can get juggle opportunities earlier. I wouldn't recommend doing that because it becomes really predictable at that point what you're going to go for. So, but there's a lot of tricky stuff you can do with it. You can place it behind them and just kick them into it. Missiles are fun. I really enjoy using the missiles on this character. What else do I have on this move? So let's talk about the Shadow version. So I honestly think this might be one of the best uses of meter in the whole game. This is Shadow Missiles. The target reticle will automatically go to wherever the opponent currently is, and it will deal a lot of damage and beating. One weakness of this move is that the opponent can just do this. Why not do 2 medium punch, dash, heavy pod throw? I mean, yeah, you can time it in different ways to get different stuff. Hello, Devil. So the Shadow version, again, it's really good damage. It's all unbreakable. And the one thing that's also really great about this move that makes people really annoyed, its chip damage is really high. You can't see it with the regenerating health, so let me... It's actually really good chip damage for what it is. And you're getting tons of meter as Kilgore, so if the opponent doesn't have an answer to this, like Fulgore obviously has an answer to this, but like other characters, a lot of other characters just have to hold this. You can just keep them away and just continue your zoning, and it just helps you stall out the match more. So it's really, really good. And on top of that, it's also something you can put in your own combos. Why are you blocking? Hold on. You're still blocking. You can fit it in like this. And it's a hard knockdown. It does a ton of damage, unbreakable, and it gives you PD. This is like straight up like an unbreakable Shadow Linker. Is pretty much what it is. Like, because you can actually juggle off it. Let me see. You can juggle off it, or you can just do this. I whiffed there, but if I was closer, it would have landed. It's honestly such a great way to just blow meter on damage. And Kilgore needs that damage. We're going to get into why it's so important later. But, like, it's really important for his damage output that you spend meter on Shadow Missiles. And it's also funny, because, like, you could just, like, have it going off and someone's, like, rushing you down, you know? And for some reason, it will still hit them. Like, I can't really show it off here, but there's instances where someone gets past my missiles, they start hitting me, and then they just loop around and hit them in the back. It's really, really funny looking. Shadow Missile Pod combos from ball linkers and medium and heavy autos. I actually usually just stick with the ball linker. But yeah, it's really, really good. And like I said, it also hard knockdowns. So if you want a bit of extra damage before you start pressuring somebody, watching your spin speed is important, like I said. God damn it. Yeah, if you're just doing like base spin speed, you're not getting that juggle of this. Yeah, you can just do that, and then you don't... Sometimes the missiles all hit, sometimes they don't. But if they don't all hit, you won't be able to fire more, so just be wary of that. It's generally like... It's a great move to just throw out. It's great for chip, it's great for damage, it's great for keeping the opponent away from you, which is what you're doing the whole time. I will get into more of a conclusion thing later, but... all part of this zoning game that he's got. So this move acts as an opener, but you do have to manual. You can't auto double. And it's also his damage ender, quote unquote. I say quote unquote because I don't think it's a very good damage ender. It's like all right. But honestly, I'd only use it if you're like, if the opponent doesn't have meter and you can go for some easy pressure after, or if you're ending a round. Other than that, I would definitely use this one or this one over this one. Yeah. So when in overheat mode, the missiles will actually explode halfway through their like destined path. So you can see here, they're always going to explode this distance away. If I put them up here, they also just explode before they reach it. And if I do heavy ones, they explode. You didn't get to see it there. But They literally just explode in the air. Heavy missiles are practically worthless in Overheat. But the nice thing about them is that you can actually just like do light missiles a lot more because now they sort of create this explosive barrier in front of you. Where like people will have a hard time jumping over it. And you don't have to worry about your missiles sailing off and not getting them back. So it has its applications, but generally speaking, missiles are better when you're not in Overheat. So let's talk about that shadow move that I skimmed over earlier. So this is Exhaust. This will instantly bring your spin speed back to level 1. That's not really the point of the move, though. The thing about this move is that you can cancel any of his projectile-based moves, besides his DP, into this on whiff. So I can cancel missiles on whiff like that. I can cancel bullets like that. Even if I whiff the bullets, I can just cancel it like this. I can cancel this. I can cancel this. And this is pretty much here to prevent you from getting punished. That's pretty much the main way you use it. If Kilgore's like jumping at me, so I'm going to illustrate. So if he's like jumping over my stuff and I miss, I can just do this and then just DP. Or do something harder, right? It's pretty much a way to avoid getting punished. I think the problem with this move is that since your spin speed is back to level 1, the most you're getting is like this. You're not really going to get a lot of damage off the punish, but it's worth spending the meter just to return the advantage back to you. Because you never know how hard that guy's going to hit you if you let it through, you know? And it makes his zoning really annoying to get past. And he gets a lot of meters, so you can use this pretty often. But the thing is, like, if you're playing Kilgore right and you're being meticulous, you don't really want to be using this move, right? You want to be spending your meter on this. You don't want to have to fuck up a shot and then have to do this, right? Because if you miss up a shot, well, that's a meter gone. And yeah, you got your advantage back, but like you could have been using that meter on this. So that's a bit of a tip. Like a good Kilgore, you're rarely going to see doing this, but you have to know how to do it. You can also use it to confirm into Ultra without being broken. That's another thing. Yeah, it's different for all speeds. That's true. Alright, I'll be right back. Just gonna take a quick break. Drink some water. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. now we're going to talk about Metal Ball. So before we do that, I'm just going to check to see if anyone asked anything. You said I was dumb for saying exhaust is a bad use of meter in the Discord. I said, okay, let me clarify. Let me restate what I just said in my guide. It's worth it just so you don't get punished. But ideally, you don't want to be in a situation where you're getting punished at all. That's the point, right? You don't want to have to spend meter on this, but if you're in a situation where spending meter on it would get you out of that situation, you should. Exhaust is for cowards. Yeah, like, it sucks having to waste meter on this, right? It sucks, but you gotta. Right? Because what are you going to do? You're going to let them hit you and potentially mix you to death? Like, what are you going to do? Getting hit by something in this game is, like, a pretty big deal. In many cases. Right? I don't want to get power lined by TJ who just rolled through my bullets, right? The confirms can also be good. Kind of. Like, if someone jumps in on you, right? If someone jumps in on you, like, what are you getting? You're getting, like, DP. Maybe if you can time it right, you're getting like this. Which ain't bad, but again, you're at their lowest spin speed. So if your punish isn't good, or God forbid you don't punish them properly, you're in an even worse spot. So you really you should practice using it and reacting to the opponent and making sure you don't let them punish your zoning, right? But you really you want to be able to pace yourself so that you never have to use it. So TLDR, use it if you have to, try to avoid having to. So now let's actually talk about Metal Ball. So this move causes Kilgore... This move causes Kilgore to leap across the screen and ball front. You can see there's like a little hitbox around his body. Kind of like right ahead of him. The light one goes almost full screen. The medium goes in this little arc. And the heavy one goes in an arc, but it's a lot steeper. This move is an opener, and it also causes stagger. So if you do it in the corner, you can get a throw. But mid-screen, you kind of can't really reach them. But you can also do... can you link this? I don't know if you can. Come on, Kilgore. I believe in you. Come on. I'm trying to do gun dash, and he keeps jabbing. I think there's like some system in place preventing me from doing it. Like, I'm doing it right now. Yeah, that didn't link. Yeah, I don't know. You probably just need to, like, do a normal. So, it's a pretty easy to confirm opener, at least. But the move is massively unsafe. You'll see this when it gets blocked. You are massively unsafe. Minus 34. You will get punished. It's pretty much like Shago dive kick levels of you are screwed. So... yeah, thanks for confirming SWK. So you don't really want to be throwing this out in pressure strings because you're just going to get massively punished for it. But the overheat version Although I should like dump this meter. The Overheat version builds a lot of meter. And it only leaves you at -2 and it hits twice. And it gives you pretty good spacing as well. So if the opponent doesn't have the meter to shadow counter you or like moves to really challenge you afterward, just spam it. Just build meter. Just keep throwing yourself at them and just getting meter. Kilgore especially is like the best example because he doesn't get any meter for blocking. So you can literally just keep doing this to him if he doesn't have more than 3 pips. So it's a pretty simple way to get meter with this character. It is weak to shadow counters. It's basically shotgun blitz. Yeah, pretty much. Except better because it's got more advantage. And it's pretty just... It also beats throws and backdashes because it does make you airborne, similar to shotgun blitz as well. You can also use it to sort of anti-air people, like if you see they're like jumping towards you. You can like preemptively like do this. Or stuff like that. It's not the most reliable anti-air that he has, but it's certainly something. You play TJ Devil, that's why. So let's talk specifically about the light version. It goes really far really quickly. That's nearly full screen in like a second. And this is great as an approaching tool. You can just follow behind like medium missiles and start doing stuff. And you can also just fly right up to people and just grab them if they think they're about to block the move. But one thing that I think people need to do way more of is using it to escape situations. If I'm in the corner, like say I get cornered, right? Let's say I land a DP on... I can just do that and leave. I can literally just do this, get the hell out of there. Although sometimes the hitboxes are kind of weird, so you need to do stuff like this. You can set up missiles and just leave. This is such a good tool just to get the hell out of places. If you are getting near the corner, you can just like anti-air and just leave. Like that one will juggle, but that one will just let you go more or less. Sometimes it pushes you against them, and I'm not sure what causes that. You can just do that with the medium version as well. So it's really, really good for just leaving. Also, if the opponent's like jumping towards you and they're jumping really high, you can just sail right under them if you want to. Thank you for the follow, FGQ. You can also cross them up with that. That's pretty funny. So yeah, definitely use this move to run away when you're stuck in the corner. Just DP them once, just leave. Because that way you can resume your zoning and you don't have to worry about being stuck in there and landing other stuff. The medium and heavy versions can also cross up the opponent. Which is a really, really scary mix-up for mid-screen. It's actually pretty ambiguous, too. Obviously, this move is unsafe when you're not overheated, and even when you are overheated, if they block it correctly, they can shadow counter you. But it's still a very, very, very good tool. You know how to space yourself correctly. Like, that was in front, that's behind. SWK says it's not scary. I disagree. Let's see, what was next on my list here? You can also do it from like this. Kind of. Yeah. Like max range. You can also put missiles down. Do stuff like that if you feel like it. Charbach, what he means is that like if you crouch, it'll hit you later. But the thing that he's not telling you is that you still don't know what side it's going to hit you on, so who cares? Yeah, Metal Ball is also good for this. Like getting yourself still closer. So landing's less ambiguous? Did you block that? Did you block that? Yeah, it's definitely. Did you block that? Guys, I'm asking a serious question. Seems pretty stupid anyway. Yes, I stood up. So wait, you're gonna register, you're gonna crouch block, you're gonna register that I'm doing Metal Ball, and you're gonna stand up? What if I do this? What if I do that? What if you don't know what strength it is? Yeah, I'm not entertaining this. So the shadow version of the move. This is kind of a very, very weird move. It's probably one of the most unique moves in the game because when people see it for the first time, they're like, why does it work like this? So, you basically launch yourself in this arc by default. Need to refill my meter. And you can actually steer it left or right. So if I'm holding all the way left, you can see he kind of like backs up a little. And if I'm holding right, then he goes really far. And you can also like steer it back and forth, kind of, like that. It is sort of a mix-up, but the problem is you're still gonna get punished if it gets blocked. So it's really risky, and frankly, it's probably not worth it if you're just trying to mix people up. Like, yeah, it's ambiguous, sure. Right? But it's still, like, if they guess right, you're just getting bodied. And it's, even in Overheat, you are still getting bodied. It does not hit twice. You are still just going to bounce off. So you got to be careful about that. It's not really a move you're supposed to be using directly. But what this move does do, it does two things. One, it is projectile invulnerable. So let's have... Okay, I clearly just dodged that one. Yeah. It's hard for me to show with Kilgore, but... Yeah, I landed on it. You see that? It's really kind of hard to show, but just take my word for it. It's projectile invulnerable. And it's also a recapture.
Triple combo.
So you can find some niche uses if you're fighting like Sadira or Rash and they like fly up to the top of the screen. You can recapture them with this, and it will ignore like Widow's Bite and Tongue and stuff like that, so that's good. But it doesn't have the highest priority. I find that if they just kick me while they're falling down... Yeah, Gargos is another one. I find if they just kick me if they're falling down, it usually beats it. So it's not really the most reliable move, but it is a tool you can definitely use. But the thing about this move that makes it really, really special is it's a recapture that's also an ender, which is really, really weird. Because it's an ender, it cashes out damage and it's not breakable. And what that means... But you obviously can't do this. That's an opener ender. You will get broken. But if you were to do this, you can go straight into an ender afterward, and that's also unbreakable. This leads to a lot of unbreakable stuff. Being able to cash out your damage mid-combo is a really, really valuable thing, because a lot of characters have to rely on wall splats for that. There's some characters who can sort of do it, like Glacius with a Hail setup, or TJ and Instinct, or some other cases. But Kilgore can just do it with a meter. You can just like launch somebody with the with this ender, and just do it, and now you're back in. And you can just link straight into an ender afterward. Or you can just go into an auto double if you feel like it. And just keep going. But there's not much to gain at that point because you've already scaled the combo. Or you can do this, which I still have trouble doing, so let's see if I can do it on stream. You can like go into chain dash after, which is kind of a weird timing that I'm still struggling with. I think you actually need them to be higher up when you hit them. But you can get like some free unbreakable shots on them by doing that. Pretty much what Monsu's saying, yeah. What else did I have on this? When you're juggling with it, after enders, you typically just want to hold back on the stick, I think, right? Unless I'm just confusing that in my mind. That's not the right button. Yeah, holding back usually works. Yeah, it does more damage than Instinct for sure. But I think he's talking about, like, it's easier to link the gun dash if you're an Instinct. I think that's what he means. Okay, so we'll talk about them in combo. So it's an opener, like I mentioned. It's a linker. It's not really much different than this one, to be honest. It goes straight into Shadow Missiles, which I mentioned before, which is really, really good. And the Ender version is an exchange Ender. And this is really good because it gives you time to set up a light Oki like this. And it also gets you out of the corner, just like I was showing you earlier. You can do one chance and just leave. So it's a really important ender for Kilgore, I think. It gives you a lot of space. You can also do this. You can go into the sweet guns if you're fast. You just feel like it. So yeah, that's Metal Ball. So for the next special is the reversal. So his reversals have a very interesting utility to them that a lot of characters don't have. I'm going to talk about them. So the light one is kind of your standard fare. It goes very little distance. Like, It's like Shago, almost. Like, it's like really no distance at all. It's a 5-frame startup. You could see it before the bullets were tacked on. Just read the screen quickly enough. It is fully invulnerable. And the hitboxes aren't that big. It's very thin. But it does hit decently high. And it also does lead to juggles. At lower spin speeds, you can link another DP. You can't really link much else. But then afterwards, you can do stuff. But at higher spin speeds, you can actually go into other stuff. So that's really good. It's a really good juggle starter, and again, you can also use that time to get out of the corner if you end up DPing someone out of the sky. It's really good. So the interesting utility comes in with the medium and heavy versions. The medium version goes further and has longer startup. You can see he like dashes forward a little, and that's 10-frame startup. It's the same DP once he actually does it, but all 10 of those frames are invulnerable. And the heavy version goes even further, and it's 15-frame startup. Which is really, really good, because it lets you easily beat a lot of moves that have like really meaty hitboxes to them. So we're gonna have Kilgore do this, and then I'm gonna do the light one and see what happens. Oh my god. Relax. Frick. Kilgore, not Kilgore, Kilgore, relax. Jesus. You can see that the light one gets beaten out clean. But if I do the heavy one, because I ended up closer to him, it beats it clean every time. A lot of characters struggle to deal with this because they just do this and they die. But you can just do this. Even the medium one works, like I just did there. It allows you to punish certain things that you can't really punish otherwise, and allows you to like counter a lot of moves that have very meaty hitboxes and a lot of active frames to them. So it's a very, very important move. And it also lets you, let me turn this off. It also lets you DP people at certain ranges. So like, if they're jumping right on you, you can do the light one. If they're a little further away, you can do the medium one. Or if they're farther away, you can do the heavy one. And you can get juggles off it. It's very, very good. And once you land one DP, you can start your juggles, you can start your offense, you can escape. It's pretty good, but you do need to know your ranges, because if you pick the wrong one, it's easy to go too far or not go far enough, and you're just gonna get punted. And another thing is, like, don't use the heavy one every time, because it is 15-frame startup, so safe jumping this or like checking this is really easy. If someone is really close to you, always go for the light one, unless you think they're gonna like backdash or something. The shadow version is pretty much what you'd expect. It's pretty much just the light one, but it hits 5 times, and you can cash out. The bullets also cash out as well, which is funny. If you don't have overheat, and you can't get them into like a full juggle off a sweep, then you can just do this into this for some pretty comfortable damage. But if you have the heat level for it, then you're probably better off doing this instead. Alright, so let's talk about Kilgore's little weird command normal thing. So, 3 kicks. So it's called two different things depending on if you're overheated or not. If you're not overheated, it's called short circuit, and it's basically you teleport in place and you're completely invulnerable to everything except throws. You can be thrown out of this. And there's a little bit of recovery after. And this move does let you like dodge certain things that other characters kind of just have to hold. You can also use it to like bait people on their wake ups and stuff. It's not really as good as like I'd say an Arbiter parry where you get like a freeze frame and it's easy to punish stuff in a lot of cases. It's really hard to get punishes even when you use this move correctly, but the fact that he has it is like already a great tool for just those edge cases where you can just dodge a certain move that would otherwise just put you in a bad spot. If you've ever played Smash, it's basically a spot dodge. It's really good. Again, you can be thrown, and people can check you afterward. So it's not really a reversal, but it's definitely a pretty useful neutral tool for making people like question what they're going to hit you with. And the overheated version is self-destruct, which basically does what it looks like. This move, it has a pretty big hitbox. Not as big as it used to be, I think. And it basically hits you and your opponent, and you get hard knocked down and your opponent loses. I'm going to be straight up honest. This move is terrible. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Like, if you're overheated and you're using this move, it can be instant canceled too. Let me try that out, because I actually haven't. Alright, so there is that, right? You can technically get a combo off it, but here's the thing, right? In almost any case where this is a move you want to use on Wake Up, just do this. Like, it doesn't... Because you're doing more damage to yourself than you're doing to the opponent with the explosion. You're not putting yourself in a great situation. The only reason... And you can still be grabbed out of it, too. It's a safe DP for no resource. You can be grabbed out. You can be grabbed out, and if someone blocks it, they'll just chase you down. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, you get knocked down, so you're not going to get punished for it. Like, I get it. But you're still damaging yourself, and you're still in a bad spot if the opponent chases you. So it's like, I still don't... I can see what you're saying, though. Maybe I'll think about that some more. But the point is, like, I feel like you're just going to get a lot better results if you just DP them correctly. If you see someone's going to meaty you, or you see someone's jumping in on you, just do this. The only time I consider self-destruct is when someone's like crossing me up or going left, right, and I'm just not sure and I'm desperate to get out. In that case, I'll try it. But in general, I'm like, I'll just DP because I don't want to get thrown and I want to get like this juggle opportunity or whatever. Yeah, in a cross-up situation, exactly. Because like, at that point, it's like, okay. Like, if Thunder is going to safe jump me, right? If he's going to do his safe jump crap, I might as well just do it, right? Just to get the fuck out of there. I'm not going to dignify that with a response. Anyway, is there anything else I have to talk about this move? Oh yeah, the last thing. This is a very, very unfortunate oversight by the developers, and I'll never forgive them for doing this to me. If you try to kamikaze with this, it doesn't hit the opponent.
Ready. Fight.
If you do this and you're too low on health, that it will kill you, you just die and nothing happens. It's so sad. It's so sad. I wish you could make plays like that in this game, but they don't let you do that, which really sucks. But oh well. Does it hit both characters same frame? No. You saw it right there. It doesn't, because let me actually see, dude. Because Monsoon said you could instant cancel it. So let me. It hits Kilgore first according to like this rule that I'm looking at right now. I'm trying to instant cancel it now. And I can't do it. Am I in instinct? No, I'm not. Let me regenerate health again, because I did this earlier. Yeah, it still hits me. See that? You can still see that chunk of health that I lost over there. So yeah, it's... I don't like that move. Like, SWK has a point where, like, if you miss it, you're still, like, knocked down and not getting punished, but even then, you still hurt yourself, and you're still not in a good spot if they block it, so not a big fan, unfortunately. I wish I just had the dodge all the time, to be honest. I wish I just could do this. Wait till it's over. I wish I could just do this all the time. I much prefer having this. Even if I rarely use it, I like having the option to do it. So let's talk about his instinct now. So he turns on a special kind of overheat mode, where his missiles still go full distance. You don't have to worry about them blowing up early. But the metal ball acts like it doesn't overheat. So you still get the 2 hits and the safety. And you still get self-destruct, which is a bad thing. It's really unfortunate. That's just my opinion, though, apparently. But the main thing that this instinct really lets you do is that your bullets become stupid. These, you're basically shooting bullets at level 5 speeds and frequency with overheated rounds. So they hurt. They hurt significantly more. They deal a lot of PD. And they launch really well. So you can just, like... Laser beams? Yeah, basically. And these things also deal way... Like, these do so much, give you so much meter. Like... And using exhaust doesn't take it away either, so you don't ruin the damage by using it. But like on block, look at this. It's super ridiculous. On top of that, they become much more advantaged. You're probably not going to get punished for using these. This is like +5. Like, this is now like +5 on block. You can still, people can still like shadow, like projectile invulnerable through it. So it's not perfect. But like, if they get hit by this, they just gotta hold it. Now they're getting hit by this, you get full juggles on everything. It's for the most part like best of both worlds between like overheat and not overheat. And the damage you deal also gets a lot better as well. It's actually low-key a really, really good instinct mode. So normally I'd end the guide there, but I actually do want to... Oh yeah, one more thing. Don't activate this instinct if you're like in a really bad spot. Like if someone's going for a mix-up and you don't know what's going to happen, I recommend you don't use it there because it's very easy for this instinct to be wasted. You gain nothing if you're getting beat up the whole time. It's not like Kim Woo where you just get dragons while you're dead. It's like you can easily waste this instinct if you pop it at the wrong time or if you're just not using it properly. Another thing you can do with this instinct that's funny that I actually should show off. It's not really the best thing ever, but I think it's hilarious to look at. You can just do this. Although actually I should turn off refill, right? Yep. Monsoon set, yep. It's like 40% chip. If you just hold all this, and now I have a meter back. Like, meter is no longer a commodity, it's just freaking water. Like, it's really, really funny. So now I'm going to talk about the big question that a lot of people have when they play this character, especially for the first time. How do I do any damage with this character? Because if you see what kind of damage the character's doing, it's not a lot, right? 3% on that, 6% on that. Your combo does like 15. You're really just not getting much. Everything just seems really minor, right? Here's the thing. Here's the tough part about Kilgore, and the thing that a lot of people don't jive with. You gotta be lame as hell. You gotta just run away, keep shooting the dude, be preemptive, predict where they're gonna go, and just try to build as much meter and PD on them as possible while they're trying to get in on you. If it's too soon, if they're cornering you, get out of there. Right? If it's too soon and they're cornering you, just fly out. Leave. Like, just keep getting resources, keep pissing them off, because most characters won't have tools to just instantly get by everything you do if you know what you're doing. Like, even Rash, one of those characters that's like, oh, he doesn't care about zoning. He cares about Kilgore zoning, I promise you. I've played sets with Aphex, I've played with Alex V. Keeping them out is not as hard as you think it is, if you know what you're doing. You can definitely take full advantage. And there's more to zoning than just the damage and meter you're getting. It's also putting your opponent in a position where you can open them up close. Like forcing them to move in a way that leaves them vulnerable. And again, if you screw up your zoning, you have exhaust. But at that point, it's just like, well, great. Like, this work I put in to get that meter, now I had to spend that meter to make up for my mistake. So that's kind of rough. Yep, pacing the character, exactly. But the thing is, if you can pace yourself correctly, then you can get massive reward, because what happens if the opponent is annoyed by your zoning and you end up in overheat at the right time and you do something like this? No, let me reset that. Let's say they have like some PD on them because you've been chipping at them. And what happens if this happens? God damn it, I'm trying to get gun dash, Kilgore. Can you stop screwing me over? Jeez. And that didn't work. I think I was out of... What happened there? That usually works. Hold on. I need to get this right. Dude, I'm screwing this up. Sad days. That was too late. I see it. That was too late. Let's do it without like PD built up so it's realistic, right? I don't want to like fool you guys. Let's get a little PD just from like zoning stuff, right? God damn it, I cannot do this consistently today. It's like 43% he says. I mean, I want to show it. Oh my god. Oh my god! I can get this so consistently online. Why am I having trouble with it now? Dude. Oh, I'm doing the wrong version. That's my problem. I know what I'm doing wrong. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I figured it out. Give me a second. I'm trying. Get this freaking PD off. I'm just gonna do it with no PD. I did it wrong again. Dude. I've never gotten it wrong this many times. Well, so my computer just shut down, so now I can't read the chat. Thanks. I'm so mad this isn't working. Like, come on. I'll just do this one. So yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have no idea why that's not working. Am I doing it too late? I'm actually, like, really curious why it's not working anymore. I'm like getting stuck now and I hate it. Oh my god. Look at the inputs. Look at the inputs on the screen. I clearly did down forward heavy punch. The hell? This is embarrassing. Come on. Holy crap. I've literally done this so many times before. This is so annoying. I'm just gonna... Alright, fine, whatever. It only works online. There you go. I don't... Why is my computer freezing now? Sheesh. Alright, I'm gonna, like, shut down my computer. I can still talk to you guys because I'm streaming through Xbox, but... Like, frickin'... Stuff's going wrong now. I don't know what's going on. Right. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Whatever. If that one doesn't work, then just go with this one. And now the sound's broken. But yeah, that's literally 58%. Damn it! Now I'm doing it now I'm doing it out of habit, so you know it works because I do it all the time. Alright, I'm gonna reset the game real quick, actually. Should I reset the game, or are you guys fine with the sound issues? I have to, like, reload the freaking Twitch channel, so I can see the chat. Thanks, computer, for just shutting down for no reason again. What is... Why can I not get... That worked! Why did that work? Man. Okay. Go ahead, we'll be fine, yeah. I really want to get this right. I don't know why it's not working. Like, I'm doing it too late or something. Right? Like, Monsoon, do you know what's going on here? Or am I just, like, doing terribly? Like, I know I've landed this before. That's not what I did. Jeez. I'm giving up. I'm not trying this here. I've literally done this in matches online. And it just doesn't work. I'm just gonna blame Kilgore. But again, if this isn't working for you, if you're running into the same problems I am, then maybe just better off doing this. Just go into ball linker, and then you do this, and then I fuck it up again. It's RNG on the rockets hitting? I guess. But yeah, you can get like tons of damage just with shadow rockets and overheat. And just like nuke the crap out of people in your juggles with just one chance break. And you can also do stuff like this. If you get a stray hit and you have instinct ready, you can just do this. That was like no chance break. Like you couldn't break that heavy auto because I instinct canceled it immediately. Like instinct sort of sets up for those situations. And if you have like PD on them ahead of time, it does quite a grip. And if you manage to get like a counter breaker on them too. Or you just happen to get one of these. Yeah, you just get like 50+% damage easily, and they can't even break you. So the whole point of Kilgore is playing the game in a way so that when it's time to go in on the opponent, you have this stuff ready. You need meter, you need overheat or instinct or something. Even if you don't have like overheat, like this is still good. Like this right here, this is still pretty good. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for Kilgore. Again, he's a zoner. You got to play lame. You got to build your resources, stay evasive, escape the opponent, go in and out, make use of the mobility that he has, that a lot of zoners don't. And then when you got overheat, you can either keep playing the spacing game at mid-range, or you can just try and set stuff up and go in. So if Monsoon wants to add any final notes to that. I'll be happy to hear it. Because he clearly has been in the lab with this character more than I have. And yeah, I hope this guy was helpful for some of you. Hopefully the sound issues fix themselves. Hopefully my computer doesn't frickin' crash again. Wrath Glacius. That was a DP game. Oh god! Couldn't get away. Get wrecked. Beep. Beep. Oh yeah, Kilgore also has this ultimate that's awesome. The matchup aspect. I feel like Shago's matchups would probably be more balanced out than him, right? But I feel like Kilgore might beat some characters harder than he does. I wouldn't be surprised at that. Does the sound screw up again? Why didn't you block? God. Wait, that's not how that works. I love the sound still bugged. Oh well. It seems fine on my end though. Oh, I did too late. Alright. That was a bad time to pop Instinct. Jump. Do something. Come on. Nope. The hell? I've run into some weird names. I think he's 7-3's Jago. Maybe? Maybe. I mean, SWK, didn't you say all you have to do is walk and block? Isn't that what you said? Why would Jago lose then?
Ready.
We're never getting that dagger back. See ya. Oops. Just crouch. Oh, whoa, that caught me. Can only walk and block and can't get touches. So what's the difference between him and everyone else? The fact that his advancing move is like unsafe, is that it? There's no other character with that problem? Oh my god. Oh, I didn't get my recap. Jago dies to zoning, yeah? He's generally weak to zoning, yeah. He's not the only one. I think, like, if Jago can be beaten by Kilgore zoning, then other characters can at least be annoyed by it, is what I'm trying to say. I've zoned out Saberwolves, who have way better mobility than Jago does. I've zoned out friggin' Thrash players even, or at least punished them for trying to approach me pretty consistently. I've punished Hisako players for trying to get in on me. Big Fireball. Big Fireball doesn't really? What do you do against Big Fireball? I'm actually curious. Deer and Wolf, yeah. I think, like, he has a fair... I think he does pretty good against Glacius, too. Like, Carnitas and I both think, like, okay, this actually... Once I figured out the matchup, I'm like, okay, this is annoying. They just can't really get in that well. Yeah, that was just... That's on me. The memories that didn't work. You can gun dash during the startup? From how far away? How long is that startup? Glacius just dies until he can get you knocked down. But even if he knocks you down, Kilgore's answers to Glacius' Oki are pretty good, all things considered. Like, yeah, he fucking hurts. He can definitely still take games off you. Just in general, not a lot is in his favor there. Yeah, Cornelius is the one I was playing. I haven't ran it past Skate Fast though. That might be worth doing.
Awesome victory!
The Kilgore Kim matchup. It's annoying to play as Kim, but I wouldn't say it's like bad. For some reason, she can't, like, deflect missiles to get, like, dragons back at him, so she has to play the slow game when it comes to getting in. But once she's in, like, she does fine. And once she gets instinct, she has no problem getting in either. Like, momentum shifts can happen for her pretty easily. You gotta be, like, really fucking patient. That's the problem. This man tried to DPM wake up. Okay, so yeah, that's just confirmed, right? Light Ball just beat Shin's DP. Like, straight up. I should have just done Shadow Gun Dash. Dude, this guy just loves that fucking dash there. Alright, dude, I get it. Okay, can you stop? Teleport also beats Shadow Slice? Yeah, I forgot. Oops.
Supreme victory.
Slice. Can I slice again? I just wish they'd calm down once I set up SVN.
Supreme victory.
Poor Shin, if only she had a regular dash. Yeah. Arbiter. I still don't know what to think of Kilgore versus Arbiter. Like, obviously the assumption is that Arbiter wins. But I'm still trying to figure out how to fight Arbiter. Like, I know how to play him, I don't know how to fight him, to be honest. I'm like, I know what I can counter, I just need to practice doing it. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. What the fuck? Who challenged it? Can't believe he challenged that. I guess he doesn't now, probably. Because he didn't watch my guide! Whoa! Oh, he did the wrong version. Damn, he actually got me in time? Was I that slow? Gotcha. Beep. Why are you taunting me, bro? Okay. Can I do it? Oh, I tried to DP, but I fucked it up. I know what that is. I know what that is. I don't know what that was, but... Get past the grenade, nerd. Okay.
Supreme victory.
Hot Rod? I'll play like first to 5, and then I'll probably turn the stream off, yeah. I was only really here for the guide. Kind of wanted to play other stuff. Thank you, Dragon Punch, for the follow. You're still here. I just noticed that. Beep beep. Okay. Okay. Should've just dodged. Oh, what? Tends to drop combos here. No, he doesn't. Drop what combos? He doesn't have projectiles like mid-combo. He can drop like openers and enders if you're really fucking fast with them. No, not really. He's not like Cinder, where one of his linkers is straight up a projectile. Beep. 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 Grab? I mean, yeah, but you still get the hard knockdown, more or less. This guy's just taunting me, even though he's like not anywhere close to beating me. Is he gonna do overhead? I keep trying to DP it, and I'm just either too slow or I'm just missing the button. Beep. That's not what I expected. Nice. Yep. Okay. Why would I? I don't know why I did that. That was silly. Oh my god, can I have my fucking shadow, please? That's not what I fucking did. Why would you do that? Nice block.
Awesome victory! Ready. Fight!
Whoa! Okay, super patient. Nice. Do 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 do. Oh, I was too slow. I like the use of Shadow Fireball to keep me out. Are you kidding me? Oh, that sucks. Oh, nice meeting you.
I'm afraid your path ends here. Ready. Fight!
Nice. Nice, I like it. What the? I didn't have time to block that? Fuck. I don't know what I'm doing. I actually like don't know what I'm fucking doing in this matchup. Oh my god, alright, fine, I'll stop fucking jumping the fireball, you happy? God. I can stop fireball, they said, right? What? That almost always works, though. Okay, I did exhaust cancel. Damn it. What did I say to do?
I'm afraid your path ends here. Awesome victory.
You gun dash during startup? What?
Ready.
What do you mean you gun dash during startup? That is way too fast. Oh my god, he's getting in on me immediately. I'm not doing a good job of this. There you go. Oh my... Yeah, of course it was blocked. Shimmy! Oh fuck, I screwed it up again. I'm a god. If he knows after I shoot him, he can shoot a fireball. I think I successfully hit him. Yeah, that was not... Yeah, I did not get that one. Why does it still fucking hit me? I'm out. What the f... I cannot dodge today. Alright, I'll make you use the meter on that, that's fine. Gotcha.
Awesome victory!
I got a fucking exhaust cancel, bro. I couldn't get a punish there because it was too low to the ground. Wasn't in range. I'll be ready for that. Okay, I'm just falling for this shit over and over again, aren't I? Oh, nice.
Supreme victory! Ready! Fight!
Nice. Finally. I'm dead. Yep. Damn it! He got up. The bullets missed. What the? That reached me? Damn. Yeah, of course. Why did I think I could get away? Yeah, good job. I'm doing this very wrong, clearly.
I'm afraid your path ends here.
Why did I even approach? Wait, why am I even approaching? Why am I even trying to, like, challenge the... I should just be sitting back and just jumping the fireballs back where I am. Oh, thanks, Kilgore. Oh, probably should have just mashed throw, right? You motherfucker just waited. Oh my god, what am I doing? Nice. Ow. What am I doing? I keep making the same mistake. Nice, 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 nice. I'm out of the corner, so I'm fine with that. Oh my god. Damn, he did it so early, too. That was good. You just...
Path ends here.
You just press all 3 buttons after the command. One after the other. That's it. Dude, I cannot, like, crack his defense right now. Like, I know I can zone him, but fuck, dude. I think I know what I'm doing wrong. I think I see it. Oh my god. Bye. I didn't break that light? Fuck. What? You just did it. God. Okay, God, I'm not reacting fast enough. That's not across it, yeah. Relax, buddy. Don't do that. Whew.
Supreme victory!
Aw, that sucked. Dang, just went for the throw. Can I... Yeah, I'm not doing that again. Oh, whoa. That's breakable. Expected that. That was unfortunate. Ah! Damn it! I cannot react to that jump in time. I was waiting for it too. That was probably not real. Should kill. GG's Hot Rod. Alright. Thank you all for enjoying the stream. See you all another time. No problem, man.